one of the big questions that I have is when you read information, let's say facts, about, let's say, some like astronomy. For example, let's say I go to Wikipedia or other sources on the internet, and I'll read a few lines here. Mercury has the most eccentric orbit of all the planets in the solar system. Its eccentricity is 0.21, with its distance from the sun ranging from 46 million to 70 million kilometers, meaning 29 million to 43 million miles. It takes, this is a major point here. It takes 87.69 Earth days to complete an orbit. And they have a diagram here, and they show like an animation of Mercury and Earth's revolution around the sun. How do I know that that is 100% true? How can I be sure? Sitting from here on planet Earth, on planet Earth actually, and I'm reading this information. I need to trust that that's true. I can't know that that's for sure true. That's been a big problem. There's a lot of information out there, but how do I know that it's true? So what the PL-89 thought calendar does, it's a way of gathering information, and whether you can verify or not, you are able to use it because it's based on mathematics. You can use it for things that you use on the day-to-day. And also, potentially, it could be used for understanding deeper metaphysical concepts. So that's just a basic overview. Mercury is, that number mentioned is very important. It says it takes 87.969. That's basically 88 days. And 88 days is basically 90 days. This is that time structure. That's what it is. And that's why it's called the Mercury calendar, or the Mercury thought calendar, and it's also called the PL-89 thought calendar. So now it's based. Let's just say that it's true. Let's grant that fact that Mercury does orbit the sun in 88 of our days. That's all I need to establish something called the Mercury Year, or the Mercurial Year. The Mercurial Year is a quarter of our years, 90 days basically. It's like a quarter of 360, approximately 365, but 90 days is about that. And so that's what this is. And as it stands now, in this time, we started a new year, a new Mercurial Year, which interestingly happened around Chinese New Year, and that is, and both the sun and the moon are equally important, meaning both the secular or Gregorian calendar, as that represents the sun, and the lunar calendar, which is the Hebrew or Jewish or rabbinic, however you want to call it, but the Hebrew calendar that all the Hebrew holidays, the events are based on that calendar. That's the moon. The moon represents that, and they both have representation within the Mercury calendar. That's why Mercury is the so-called mediator, or the balance, or the connector or reconciler. I'm not sure how to, but that's the basic idea. So we started a new cycle, a new year, a new Mercury year, and that would be like Shvat and February. So Shvat, every 3 months is a year. It's roughly 90 days, 88. It's one revolution, so-called revolution of Mercury around the sun. It was 90 days. So that means that from Shvat Adar and Nisan. That's a year. And the moment we hit ER, it starts a new year. So from Shvat until ER is 1 year, and we just started that, right? Today was the 5th of Shvat. And we're also very early in February, so that would correspond to February, March, April, that time period. And then May, which would be ER, that would start a new Mercurial year as well. And a new feature in 2025 came up that both are being recorded. It used to be only one had a focus. Like, let's just say we were in a Gregorian-oriented time period. That's a whole other lesson. Don't want to get sidetracked on that now. But it would just be one mercurial measurement. But now I'm measuring both Mercury for the moon and for the sun. And that's the new development that happened recently. Just very late. There's always new developments, but this one happened just like recently, maybe within the past week or so. Okay, so now is a good time to show that, okay, this is how it starts. 8 is the first, it's like day 1 of the cycle. And you add 9, it's going to be 17, that's going to be day 2. Then you add 8, 25. Then you add 9, 34. Now the reason why this is the sequence, 8 and 9, 8 and 9, is a subject for a whole other video, which is based on verses in the Bible in Leviticus chapter, interestingly enough, 25:20, which is like 20:25, 25:20, that area, that verse and those verses. And so that's how it's measured. So right now we started the first day of February was the 3rd day of Shvat. So that would be a +2 reality in the system. It's called a +2. Now, January, we just got through January, which was a +0 reality, which means that the 15th of Tevet was January 15th. It was exactly the same date, whether you look at the so-called sun or the moon. That's when they have the same day. That's completely aligned, and that happened in January of 2025. That's a +0 or a -0 reality. Now, as we enter February and Shvat, because of 31 days of January and because of 29 days of Tevet, it launched us into a reality where the Hebrew day is 2 days ahead of us, of the Gregorian. Or you could say the Gregorian is 2 days behind, either way. So it's a +2 or a -2 reality. So just to describe, this is 8:17 is, okay, 8 and 25. Why? Because it's a +2. So the 1st of February, this is Sunday, February 1st, February 2nd, rather. It was Saturday the 1st. Saturday, February 1st was Shabbat, a Gimel Shvat. So Saturday 8 is, so February 1, Saturday, is going to be 3 Shvat 25. So 8:25, and then it's going to go 17:34, and today it was 25 and 2. Tomorrow will be 34 and 11. And 2 and 19, and 11 and 28.